I really am not trying to be dramatic when I say this, but this notebook changed my life. This is the Hobonichi Weeks, and I have ADHD, and I also am a small business owner, and I've always struggled with productivity, remembering tasks, staying on top of things, and you would think that just any old planner should work for me, but I don't know, something about this one, it just works for me. It is the perfect planner for me. Part of me thinks that things work for me usually when it's a hyped up product, and maybe that's just my own flaw, but I don't care, because if something works for me, it works for me, and that's all I care about. This is besides the point, but I think it's like the notion of like, I'm paying money for something, so I need to use it. Same thing goes for like morning workout classes with me, you know, like if I'm paying for it and if I'm gonna get charged more, like I'm gonna go. Same thing with like, if I spend money on this, I'm gonna use it. Or if I spend a lot of money on an expensive sweater, I'm gonna wear it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna talk about how I set up my Hobonichi Weeks. This is my new mug. Isn't it so cute? I'll show you a close-up. Okay, so let's start with the utensils that I use the most when I'm planning. If you follow me on any platform, you probably know about this toolbox. This is my stationary toolbox, and she keeps everything in here you could possibly need. Can you see in there? It's a little messy and disorganized right now because I just got some new pens. That's also besides the point, but these pens, can you see them? These are literally my new favorite pens. They're like a paint pen, and they work in the Hobonichi paper, so like that's sick. But anyway, oh, sorry. Let's get out the utensils that I use the most. Starting off with my favorite pen, this is a Lamy Safari fountain pen. And then we have this is my Hobonichi ruler stencil. These are my fish clips to hold down the sides. This is the thin and cream colored correction tape that I use. And I don't always use these, but this is an endless stamp, and I've been having a lot of fun with it lately, so I think I'm gonna use it today. And I always pick out a color scheme for my weeks, so I think this week I'm going to be using a combination of these. I'm not sure which ones yet, just because they're new and I'm excited about them. Okay, now let's get started with setting up my Hobonichi Weeks for this week. My other camera is right there, so I have to crouch a little for you to see my face. Anyways, let's get started. So this is last week for me, or I guess it's still technically this week. Today is Sunday, so we're gonna start with finishing out this week. Okay, I think that's it for this week. So now let's go to next week. Had to grab my computer so I can see my Google Calendar for the week. Okay, so the very first thing I do is pull up my Google Calendar, and then in the left column on the left side, I put anything that has a time commitment. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the outlines in this color. I think I actually want to do the blue on the right side this time and do 3 colors. I don't know, what do you think? Am I making a mistake? This is the color that I'm going to use on the right side of the page. So I'm going to be doing chores daily, and then I write the days of the week, and then below that will be tasks for the week. So I highlight first, so then I can go in with my fountain pen and not smudge anything. Okay, then we're gonna let that dry. And while we let that dry, we're going to fill in the left side with what I said earlier, all of the things with time commitments. Cool, now we have all that done. So next I think I'm actually gonna stamp the titles up there. So these are the stamps that I use. They're really cool because you can clip them together, which I'm not gonna do today because I wanna do it individually on each one of those. And you can paint on, or not paint, but like draw on the bottom of the stamp with any marker that works in your Hobonichi, but you cannot use normal ink pads. I learned that the hard way, but this ink pad is a chalk ink pad. It is by Versa Magic. Okay, and honestly, while we have the stamp head out, I do my like weekly goal, like something like a bigger part of a long-term goal that I want to do. I usually put that at the top of the page, and I think I kind of want to do that with the stamps. So let's go ahead and do that. I was scared it was going to be this close. Normally I write down task list somewhere, but I don't think I'm going to actually. So this I already had written down, so I didn't forget it from last week. And now usually what I do is I flip back to here and see what I didn't finish from the task list this past week and then move it over here.
Did you ever watch 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah, why?
Do you know the puppy? I think his name was Lumpy.
Lumpy?
Maybe that wasn't Broly. He was the one who's like, I'm hungry, mother. He was a little chubby boy.
I don't really remember it that well. Maybe we should watch it soon.
Okay, I love that movie. But, that's Brandy when she's growling at me. She's like, I'm hungry, mother. There's your food. You doing your little turtle?
Yeah, but don't knock on anything.
You doing your little... What did you... Hey.
Oh, she didn't like that.
Love you.
Love you too. Okay, so I think that's all I can remember that I need to do this week for now. I'm sure I'll think of things as I go. But now what I do is I look over here and I'll write down any deadlines of like, I need to have this done for sure by Thursday. And then I will go and write what I'm gonna do tomorrow on Monday first. And then I take it day by day and use this as a list to like pull things from and put over on the left side once I know I'm ready to do them for that day. That way I don't get too overwhelmed, I think. Okay, now for the very last part, I'm going to pick out like a washi tape or stickers to put on the bottom. You gotta keep in mind that we're crossing off with purple this week. Okay. Is 2 lines good enough or should I do a third? That's too much. That's too much, Shelby, don't do that. I'm gonna cross one thing off that I know I'm gonna do because I'll probably do it today. Sometimes I do that, I write things down on the Sunday and count it as a Monday, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the thing that I usually do on Sundays that I'll cross off for the next week is watering my plants. And I already did half of them. So we're gonna cross it off because I will be finishing it today. Just so you can see what the purple's gonna look like, you know? Stunning. I think that looks so pretty. Here's the finished week. What do you guys think? And here's what the front of my Hobonichi looks like if you guys care. Okay, and then last thing I'll show you before I go is these pages, just because I think they're so cute. thanks for planning with me in my Hobonichi weeks this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and that bell. This feels so silly. And then subscribe to me on all my other social medias. And if you're in the position to hire somebody specifically, like, I don't know, an in-house or agency content creator, please let me know. I would love nothing more than to get a job and not have to cry myself to sleep every day because of job applications. And, you know, it's fine. We don't have to talk about it right now. Okay, bye.